My best friends are rappers. My boyfriends have been rappers.
You and Lana Del Rey.
Alright, so I used to have a little crush on her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, before I met her. And you know what I'm saying, I wanted to always bone stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, I want to work with her and bone.
You know, I have slept with a lot of guys in the industry, but none of them helped me get my record deals, which is annoying.
You know, she's probably one of my closest friends in the industry.
Lana is right now about like 6 months pregnant with my son right now.
I punched Lana Del Rey right in the face twice like Ray Rice in broad daylight in plain sight of the elevator surveillance.
Here we have Lana Del Rey, an 11-time Grammy-nominated artist and one of the biggest alternative pop artists ever. Known for hits such as Summertime Sadness and Young and Beautiful, she has touched the ears of billions with her soft, angelic vocals. On the other hand, we have hip-hop, a genre known for its abrasiveness. Arguably the biggest genre in the world, hip-hop is dominated by men, rapping lyrics that most would deem a bit misogynist. These two seem like opposites, Lana and hip-hop, but the truth is, they couldn't be any more intertwined. Lana loves hip-hop, and hip-hop loves Lana. She was sampled in one of the biggest and most influential trap songs of all time, dated and collaborated with some of the most notable rappers in the game, performed at Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's wedding, and has even shown love to Lil Peep. I'm gonna cover all that and more, so you're gonna wanna stick around. Also, if you could stick your mouse around that subscribe button, that would be very greatly appreciated. Maybe drop the like as well, thank you. Lana Del Rey was born Elizabeth Grant in Lake Placid, New York on June 21st, 1985, making her 39 years old right now. This means she grew up during what many call the golden age of hip hop. She fell in love with rap through Eminem from a young age, and this never really changed. She began to work with ASAP Rocky as early as 2012, where they first collaborated on the song Ridin', which would actually never officially release. The Kick Drums, a production duo, produced the track for the two, who came together to create a 3.5-minute dirty love song that features ASAP Rocky on the chorus. The track, intended to be the lead single from the Kick Drums' Follow the Leader's mixtape, was stopped from releasing by Rocky's label, who stepped in only an hour before its release. Apparently, they wanted to keep it for Rocky's debut album, Long Live ASAP.
The producer team, the Kick Drums, was supposed to have a song with you and Lana Del Rey on the mixtape, but you wanted to keep it for the album. And you also said that she's your dream girl once.
Alright, let me tell you the situation behind that. Lana is right now about like 6 months pregnant with my son right now, and so the Kick Drums, you know, they can't be having me and my baby moms on the same track on their album. So I just was like, yo, if you want my on the mother track, it got to be on my mother album, and that's why I wasn't on the Kick Drums album. Just joking, she not pregnant by me. That's just my homegirl, man. Like,
even though the Kick Drums recall Rocky recording the song and later saying, "You guys can use it for your mixtape, and I'll use it too for my album. You cool with that?" That obviously didn't play out though. And 2 months later, the song was leaked to the internet before it got a chance to drop on Rocky's project. He immediately took to Twitter, ranting about the song. He called it unfinished and merely a reference track for what the final song was supposed to sound like. Quote, "That Ridin' song with me and Lana is not official. It's not my real lyrics. That was a reference. The Kick Drums can suck my D. My bars are whack AF on that song, bruh. That was a freestyle reference and they know that. F the Kick Drums. I care about my craft too much to give the people garbage like that, SMH." And if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty clear that the song is a reference track, with Rocky's bars being super weak, such as on the chorus, Rocky saying, catch me riding like a bee. Got the 645, catch me riding with my bee. Long hair, Lana, that's my bee. You can tell by the swagger and the lips. The Kick Drums actually responded to Rocky's disses, saying, "We didn't leak that Ridin' track. I was as surprised to see it on the web as everyone else. Whole thing is weird to me. Song just pops up out of nowhere and there's an official looking cover and stuff. Call my manager like, what is this?" What do you guys think though? Do you think the Kick Drums leaked the song? I don't know, it's pretty suspicious, but regardless, Lana and Rocky continue to collaborate. Coincidentally, a day before the Ridin' song actually leaked on the internet, Lana had released a music video featuring ASAP Rocky. National Anthem, a track from her debut album Born to Die, didn't feature ASAP Rocky on a musical note, but did include him in the 8-minute cinematic music video, where Lana played Jackie O and Marilyn Monroe, and Rocky played John F. Kennedy, getting intimate with both of Lana's characters. They actually had lots of kissing scenes, which ASAP Rocky commented on here.
How soft are Lana's lips?
Whoa, very.
Y'all was kissing a lot in the video.
That wasn't me. That was my stunt devil. That was French. He'll come in and just kiss her like when the camera's cut. You know what I'm saying?
And her lips are luscious and divine.
That chemistry was crazy with Lana.
Believe it or not, he kind of plugged that in. He had something to do with that, you know what I mean? He plugged it in, and personally, when it happened, it was like, he told me like, yo, she's a great chick, la da 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 da. You're gonna love working with her, and that's exactly what happened. I used to have a crush on her.
The interesting thing is, Lana specifically casted Rocky in this role. Quote, "I wrote a treatment for me and ASAP Rocky because I just thought he'd be really perfect to star in it." Both were very proud of how it turned out, with Lana saying, "Every so often, I top what I've done, and this video is definitely the most beautiful thing I've ever done." Rocky spoke on it as well.
Some swag. I play as John FK, she JFK, she play as Jackie O, and some cool trippy, some real 2015, you know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna get it in like 3 years, and that's the whole purpose of it, you know what I'm saying?
And yes, the people definitely got it, with the nearly 12-year-old video sitting at more than 100 million views today. But that wasn't the end of their work together. And on June 2nd, 2017, Lana took to Instagram to announce not only a new collab with ASAP Rocky, but with Playboi Carti as well. We made a lot of good ones, but I think we picked the best ones for the record, at ASAP Rocky, at Playboi Carti. She posted this alongside a song snippet for the track that would eventually drop as Summer Bummer. This is a 4-minute and 20-second banger, and one of the bigger songs off of her 2017 Lust for Life album, that dropped on July 21st, 2017. Playboi Carti's contribution to the song would sadly only be ad-libs, but he was still listed as an artist on Spotify, where the track sits at more than 165 million streams. This was most likely done as a favor to ASAP Rocky, who had just signed Carti to his OG record label the year prior. Well, this wasn't the only ASAP Rocky feature on this project, and they also collaborated on the song Groupie Love, which directly followed Summer Bummer on the album's track list. This song also sits at more than 100 million plays, clearly showing that when ASAP Rocky and Lana Del Rey collaborate, people listen. Well, ASAP Rocky and Playboi Carti weren't the only rappers to be featured on this album. The album's title track, Lust for Life, actually featured The Weeknd. This song, which dropped in 2017, is the most recent of their 3 collaborations, which date all the way back to 2015. It started with Prisoner, which dropped on The Weeknd's Beauty Behind the Madness project in August of that year. The 15-song album only had 3 features: Labyrinth, Ed Sheeran, and of course, Lana Del Rey. On this morbid pop meets lust R&B track, the addict, Abel, and the tortured lover, Lana, basically croon over each other, falling in love on the beautiful song. The Weeknd actually talked about the impact they had on each other, and said that she was the first feature that he knew he had to secure for the album. Quote, "Me and Lana have been friends for a long time. I've inspired her, she's inspired me. I feel like we've always been talking to each other through our music. She is the girl in my music, and I am the guy in her music. She was definitely the first feature that I wanted to bring on this album." They also collaborated on The Weeknd's 2016 project Starboy on 2 songs. Firstly, with Stargirl Interlude. This less than 2-minute song currently sits at more than 1 billion streams on Spotify, and I understand why, because the song is beautiful. The praises between the two continued when The Weeknd was interviewed about his Starboy album.
In a Pitchfork article last year, and you talked about Lana Del Rey and how you sort of feel that she is the female protagonist in your songwriting.
It feels that way because, I discovered Lana like a lot of us online with her videos, and I was making my music, and it felt like her lyrics and my lyrics were kind of talking to each other sometimes.
Yeah.
And when I told her that, she's like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It's like you guys have been having a conversation with each other without realizing it.
She's probably one of my closest friends in the industry, and we've known each other way before Prisoner. We do sound really good with each other.
Oh, there's great chemistry between the two of you, and I mean, like, I hear what you're saying about, like, you guys come from a very similar background, or similar sort of influences. Is very noirish, almost David Lynchian, and there's cinematic feels to it. There's a darkness very much in her music too.
They also worked together, though a bit more inconspicuously this time, on the song Party Monster. She's not listed as a feature for this track, but the two co-wrote the track and Lana's vocals appear towards the end of the song, on the interlude and the outro. This was one of the project's lead singles, their final collaboration, as of now, and the only one to drop as Lana's own song was the aforementioned Lust for Life. It was originally teased on Twitter before being officially released on April 19th, 2017. The song was eventually accompanied by a music video, which was released a month later. In it, Lana and The Weeknd are seen intimately embracing on top of the Hollywood sign, an ode to the song's opening lyrics. Climb up the H of the Hollywood sign. In these stolen moments, the world is mine. Then there's Kanye West, a rapper who Lana hasn't collaborated with, but has spent a lot of time with. It all started on October 21st, 2013, when Kanye West proposed to Kim Kardashian on her 33rd birthday, where he rented out the San Francisco Giant Stadium and hired an orchestra to play Lana Del Rey's Young and Beautiful, as he proposed to her with a $3 million ring. Some speculated that she denied Kanye's request to perform at the proposal, but she declared these claims untrue.
Hi Lana, so I heard you denied Kanye's request to sing at his engagement. Have you thought about singing at the wedding?
Oh, I would never deny his request. That's not true. Roger, I forget.
But you know in the news, Lana, they said you denied it though.
The news will see anything.
The next year, in May of 2014, Kanye and Kim got married. The day before, as the pre-wedding celebration party at the Palace of Versailles, Lana Del Rey actually performed 3 songs, one of which being Summertime Sadness. She was alleged to have received $2.8 million for this performance, but she shut those claims down, telling TMZ that she'd done it for free and would never charge a friend to perform at their wedding.
Lana, I know you can't talk about how much you were paid, but how much would it cost you to sing at my wedding?
I'll do it for free, just like I did this one.
Oh, really?
Sing at my wedding for free, Lana? I mean, I don't think
I've heard a rumor that it was around 2.8 million. Is that true?
Not even the morning.
Because I could pay that, but
I would never let a friend pay me to sing it at a wedding.
Okay.
He's shown public support for her music as well, posting her Ultra Violence album to his Twitter, calling her one of my favorite artists. Then, towards the end of 2018, the relationship seemed to collapse when Kanye posted this picture to Instagram, captioned, "This represents good and America becoming whole again. We will no longer outsource to other countries. We build factories here in America and create jobs. We will provide jobs for all who are free from prisons as we abolish the 13th Amendment. Message sent with love." Lana, disagreeing with his political alignments, commented this, "Trump becoming our president was a loss for the country, but your support of him is a loss for the culture. I can only assume you relate to his personality on some level, delusions of grandeur, extreme issues with narcissism, none of which would be a talking point if he weren't speaking about the man leading our country. If you think it's alright to support someone who believes it's okay to grab a woman by the pee just because he's famous, then you need an intervention as much as he does. Something so many narcissists will never get, because there just isn't enough help for the issue. Message sent with concern that will never be addressed." Some people were a bit upset by this comment, including Azealia Banks, who went on this Twitter rant about Lana's response. "Wow, okay Lana, this would be cute if you were consistent with your outrage and refused to collab with ASAP Rocky, who has physically assaulted women too. To me, this just looks like the typical white woman using a weakened target to pretend to be an ally. Especially because you know what a white woman versus a black male will result in an immediate victory for the white woman due to societal circumstances. You wouldn't dare challenge a black woman on her opinion because you don't have that much of a social prejudice in place between women as there is between sexes. Don't use Kanye for your own vapid attempts to seem politically aware when there is so much more bootleg witchcraft you could be doing to try and take down 45. Kanye is not your enemy or the enemy. In fact, your selective outrage makes you the enemy. You approve of ASAP Rocky because victims aren't white. You're exactly the kind of thought police Kanye is fighting against. You would never in your white mind try to battle me on my ideas. I suggest you apologize to Kanye for trying to selectively make him complicit in 45's abuse of women simply for agreeing with parts of his ideology, while you frolic through society with your black male abusers, like ASAP Rocky, who have kicked random women in the face at concerts simply because they paid their money to come see their idol and in a moment of excitement reached out to touch him because he didn't have adequate security that night. You white female liberals are so self-serving. Lana responded to this string of tweets with some fighting words of her own. You know the addy, pull up any time, say it to my face, but if I were you, I wouldn't. I won't not F you the F up, period. Banks, you could have been the greatest female rapper alive, but you blew it. Don't take it out on the only person who had your back. Azealia then responded, telling Lana that she would be taking legal action. She's getting sued. Where's the pull-up tweet? I'm talking to my lawyer. To which Lana responded, tell him it's a promise, not a threat. Azealia then actually texted Kanye about the situation, telling him, Lana is beefing with me on Twitter, showing him the tweet of Lana saying she blew her shot at being a rapper. Kanye responded saying, you never blew it, there's so much more to do, with a lot of fire emojis for some reason. Azealia then tweeted, just spoke to Kanye West for the first time in years. He called me, I'm flying to Chicago. Azealia Banks x Kanye B. Better buckle TF up. Well, this song never came to fruition, and nowadays Azealia has been taking her own shots at Kanye. Lana actually sent some more shots at Kanye on her 2019 album, Norman Effing Rockwell, where on the 11th track, The Greatest, she says, Kanye West is blonde and gone, in the outro of the song. Here, she spoke on her opinion of Kanye West, who she believes hasn't been the same person since he bleached his hair in December of 2016. In an interview with the New York Times, the interviewer asked, you have the line, Kanye West is blonde and gone, which is tinged with a similar nostalgia. You performed at his wedding and also called him out for his support of President Trump on Twitter. Have you heard anything in response? She responded with, no, gratefully no. Here's the thing, I don't want to elicit a response. You never feel better for having written something like that. But Kanye just means so much to us. And by the way, I'm grateful to live in a country where everyone can have their own political views. I'm really not more of a liberal than I am a Republican. I'm in the middle. But it was more like the mood and the vibe around, yo, this man is the greatest. Really? The greatest? It hurt me. Did I have to say anything? No. But it's more than just a line that represents a lot of things. Clearly, Lana takes a firm political stance against Donald Trump. This does not extend to people he's pardoned though, and she currently follows Kodak Black on Instagram. She's posted his music to her story, although the post is impossible to find, and even tweeted one of his songs, Malcolm XXX, Kodak's tribute to the late rapper XXX Tentacion. Here, Lana is not only co-signing Kodak, but X as well, and it kind of acts as her public co-sign of both of the South Florida artists. I mean, it seems like X was definitely influenced by her. Another late rapper who Lana enjoyed was Lil Peep. She attended one of his shows in 2017 at the Los Angeles date of his Come Over When You're Sober tour. He performed at the Echoplex on October 10th, where fans spotted her at the venue. Lana Del Rey at the Lil Peep show. Yo, WTF? Additionally, Lana's former personal assistant, Stella Claire, posted photos from backstage at the show. Here, wearing a Lil Peep hoodie, and here, with a clear backstage view of Lil Peep on stage. This pretty much confirms that not only was Lana Del Rey present at the show, but she was backstage as well, and likely had interactions and conversations with Lil Peep himself. This is super interesting, because Lil Peep was not a big artist at this point. He was seen as a SoundCloud rapper, and not given many mainstream plaudits. In fact, the venue capacity for the show that Lana went to was only 780 people, making Peep an underground act at the time. Sadly, Lil Peep would pass away about a month later, on the same tour. On November 15th, 2017, in Tucson, Arizona, Peep would pass away out front of the venue he was set to perform in that night. I couldn't find any public rest in peace wishes from Lana, but I'm sure she expressed her condolences privately. At least she didn't do what Quavo did, who in the first verse of his track Big Bro said, think you poppin' Xanny bars, but it's Fent. Think you're living life like rock stars, but you're dead now. Many people actually interpreted this bar as a diss towards Lil Peep, who literally passed away from this exact situation and also often referred to himself as a rock star. Quavo received a lot of backlash for this lyric and ended up clearing it up on Twitter. Quote, Lil Peep is a legend, a real rock star, never will speak on the deceased. I believe in God, I pray to God every day. I don't question God plans. I lost my barber for 10 years to Fent. R.I.P. Show. R.I.P. XXX. R.I.P. to anybody who lost their life to drug abuse. Speaking of Quavo though, Lana actually has a pretty interesting history with him as well. Their relationship started in 2021 when Lana brought up Quavo's group, the Migos, in a red carpet interview.
If you could collaborate with someone tomorrow in studio, who would it be?
Migos.
Why? I love them. Everything they do, I don't know. Their sound truly, I think, like there was a kind of like a new revolution of sound like 11 years ago in the singer-songwriter community, which I loved seeing. And then with Migos, I think they kicked off like a new, super fun, super autobiographical, completely different style of rap. I don't know. I love them.
Lana could have named any artist in the world, and she chose to name the Migos as the artist she wanted to work with. The Migos were an Atlanta-based rap trio consisting of Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff. Sadly, the year after this interview, in 2022, Takeoff passed away after being shot in Houston, Texas. As a result, Lana was never able to work with the Migos as a whole. She did seem to develop a bit of a relationship with a member Quavo though, and there have even been rumors of them dating. Fans first noticed this when Lana was photographed wearing his watch in April. I have no idea how people figure these things out, honestly. But then in June, they appeared on stage together, performing a collaborative unreleased track. The song was met with praise, and their public appearance only furthered the theory that the two were together. They continued to be spotted in public together, and on July 3rd of 2024, they dropped the song Tough, accompanied by a music video. It is a country-inspired song, part of Lana's album rollout for Lasso, her 10th studio album.
And what can you tell us about Lasso coming out later this year? You've gone country, right?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, what can I say now? Welcome Nashville to Hollywood, and Hollywood welcome Nashville, because the music business is gone country. So where is Lasso going? I really have no idea now. Like maybe less to say in terms of like any kind of self-revealing things like on Tunnel or Blue Banisters or Chemtrails, and more, just more melodic, maybe more like American songbook style. Yeah.
She announced the song on Instagram, calling Quavo the toughest rapper she knows. The video is romantic, picturing the two interacting intimately on some back roads, really embracing the country theme that Lana is going for. Okay, and while the relationship between Quavo and Lana is on the positive side, let's go over a bit more of a negative one: Lana Del Rey and Eminem. It started in 2012, when Lana was asked about Eminem and what his music meant to her.
When I found Eminem for the first time, he really changed my life because I didn't know that music could be intelligent. Like, he was talking about his own life, and like he wasn't just rhyming over music just for rhyme's sake. Like, he was really talking about the way that things were. And so that made me think, like, I wouldn't rap, but I could also, like, talk about the way that things actually were, instead of just making stupid music, like, and to try and sell it. So I mean, he's a genius. I mean, he happens to be a genius. So I love him.
Clearly, she was a big fan of him, which is why she was a bit taken aback by her name being dropped in one of his songs. In 2017, interviewed by Courtney Love for Dazed, Lana was asked if she'd ever met Eminem. Courtney said, "Have you met Marshall Mathers?" Lana replied, "No, sometimes he name checks me in his songs. I called the head of my label, Interscope CEO, John Janik, and I was like, okay, in this last song, Big Sean's No Favors, when Eminem says, I'm about to run over a chick, Del Rey CD in, did he mean he wanted to run me over, or was he listening to me while he ran someone over?" And John was like, no, he was listening to you while he ran someone over. And I was, okay, cool. You got name-checked by Eminem? Oh my god, that is a jewel in the crown. Just a little ruby. Yeah, it's not really a diamond, but it's a ruby. This wasn't the only time she was name-dropped by Eminem, and the first one was actually a bit more controversial. In a freestyle cypher, Eminem said this.
But I may fight for gay rights, especially if they die. It's more of a knockout than Janae Rice. Play nice. I punch Lana Del Rey right in the face twice like Ray Rice in broad daylight in plain sight of the elevator surveillance. So my head is banged on the railing. Then celebrate with the Ravens.
So yeah, I don't know if you caught that, but the exact bars were, but I may fight for gay rights, especially if they dyke is more of a knockout than Janae Rice. Play nice? B, I'll punch Lana Del Rey right in the face twice, like Ray Rice in broad daylight, in the plain sight of the elevator surveillance, till their head is banging on the railing, then celebrate with the Ravens. Here, Eminem is referring to Ray Rice, a former star running back for the Baltimore Ravens, and the domestic violence against his then fiancée, Janae Rice, which resulted in him being indefinitely suspended from the NFL. It's a pretty crazy bar, and Eminem is basically saying that he would commit violence against Lana. In reality though, Eminem only said this to be shocking and clearly has no intent of actually hurting Lana Del Rey. It is interesting to me though that she didn't bring these lyrics up in her 2017 interview, especially considering that they were much more shocking than the one she presented. In a conversation with Billie Eilish in 2023, she said this: "I didn't move to New York until I was 18, and that was when I first heard anything other than Eminem, country, and NPR," confirming that she had grown up listening to Slim Shady, and that his music was most definitely impactful on her own musical journey. While Eminem had an impact on Lana's music, here are some rappers who Lana's music had an impact on. Suicide Boys. Okay, so these two are a very popular rap duo known for their cultish fan base. Well, they've actually sampled Lana on 2 of their songs. If you don't know what sampling means, basically it's like taking a small piece of a song or sound and using it to create a new song. Imagine cutting a snippet of a melody, beat, or vocal from one track and then using that snippet in a different song to make something new and unique. It's like using a small part of an old song to help make a new song sound cool or different. So, firstly, they sampled her 2012 song, Born to Die, on their 2015 song, Opal Ring. You can hear Lana's voice on the intro and outro, singing, "We were born to die," played on repeat, with a bunch of electronic sounds in the background. They sampled another song of hers, off of that same album, on their 2017 song, Hard to Tell, this time sampling Lana's Yayo. On this track, the boys describe the hardships they've been through in their life, while touching on their struggles, growing up, and having psychological issues. This is a theme often shared in Lana's music, and her Yayo song is actually about falling in love with a notorious gangster as he takes her far away from her trailer park life and into the glamour of a Las Vegas wedding. French Montana also sampled her on a couple songs. Firstly, on the hit song Fall For You, which featured Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa. This song dropped in early 2014 and featured Lana's 2012 song Video Games. He also sampled her song Ultraviolence on another 2014 drop, Poison. Then there's the rap duo Paris, Texas, who have a song called Lana Del Rey. This is funny because Lana actually has a song called Paris, Texas, but this is in reference to the city Paris in the state of Texas. Rapper Future sampled one of Lana's biggest songs and one of his biggest songs. Okay, so Future is one of the biggest artists in rap right now, and he's known for being super influential within the genre. His style and sound have impacted a lot of newer artists, and none of his songs have had more of an impact than Codeine Crazy. This nearly 6-minute song was the last track on his 2014 project, Monster, and has even been cited as one of the most emotional rap songs ever. Codeine Crazy is all about Future's experience with lean, a recreational beverage consisting of codeine cough syrup and soda. This track followed Future's breakup with his ex-fiancée, Sierra, which seems to be the primary inspiration behind the song and its content. Future raps about drowning out his sorrows with substances. The song does sound celebratory, as it's delivered over a trippy and upbeat instrumental, but the lyrics are actually very dark, addressing topics such as loneliness and self-harm. Well, this upbeat instrumental was actually sourced from a Lana Del Rey remix. Cedric Gervais remixed Lana's Summertime Sadness, and producer TM88 turned it into the beat for Future's Codeine Crazy. Codeine Crazy, I sampled Lana Del Rey Summertime Sadness remix by Cedric Gervais, then twisted the hell out of it. It's kind of funny to me that he misspelled her name there, putting R-A-Y instead of R-E-Y. Well, let's talk about another artist whose name is often butchered, Blade. Blade and Drain Gang are a Swedish music collective consisting of artists and producers. While I do have a super strong fan base, they are still relatively small, but the art is definitely creative. Lana seemed to take notice of this and is a fan of the Swedes. Not only does she follow Blade on Instagram, but she attends some of their shows as well. Here, she was seen at a Drain Gang show. You can see Echo 2K, one of the members, on stage. Here's a picture of her and Blade on that same day, and another one with Echo 2K, White Armor, and Blade, all members of Drain Gang. These pictures are funny to me because even though they were all taken on the same day, Lana is seen in 2 completely different outfits. I really want to know what Lana's favorite Blade song is. Well, Blade and Drain Gang aren't the only Swedish rappers she's into. There's also Young Lean. So it all started with this picture of a young Lean. Little did that boy know he would be rubbing shoulders with that woman about a decade later. He sampled her song, High by the Beach, on this unreleased snippet. The song would never drop, possibly because Lana never cleared the sample. Hit Kid, the producer, actually released the instrumental to SoundCloud, but without Young Lean's vocals. It's titled Like a Rhino. Years later, Lean would actually meet Lana. I wonder if he asked about clearing the sample. They were pictured together at a birthday party for Jack Donahue, who Lana was dating at the time. Donahue is a member of Salem, an electronic music band, as well as a song producer who has worked with the likes of Kanye West. He's friends with Young Lean, and a big fan of his music as well, even having Young Lean perform at the party, head of a roofing company, and his wife, celebrating his 20 years on the job. Her relationship with Donahue has actually been quite talked about, with the photos with Young Lean being the first public proof of them being together. Donahue posted these pictures to his Instagram, captioning them, "Family Visit." They were standing in front of a Cook County, California jail, most likely visiting one of Jack's friends or family members. There's no public word on if they split or not, and Lana actually name-dropped him in her 2023 project, Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? On the song Kintsugi, at the end of her second verse, she says, "When you see someone dying, the sea of your days flash in front of you, and you think about who would be with you." And then there's Donahue. It's unclear whether she's saying that he is who she thinks about being with, or contrasting it, saying that he is the opposite of who she would want to be with. Either way, their public relationship was brief and interesting, just like her relationship with GEazy, a California rapper. She also made music about him, with In My Feelings and White Mustang being about GEazy. On In My Feelings, Lana explores the whirlwind of emotions that dating GEazy brought her. While performing the track at an album listening party, she said, "I could name names, but I won't do it," following it up by signaling the letter G with her hands. The lyrics, "Who's doper than this be? Who's freer than me? You wanna make the switch? Be my guest, baby," are in reference to how GEazy cheated on Lana with another, now former girlfriend, Halsey. He also ended up cheating on Halsey, which ended their relationship as well.
If you say GEazy one more time, I'll kick your out of this party. I will kick your out of this party. Text me. Text me. You wanna get out of the crowd? Who was it? It's you? Who said GEazy? Who's yelling it? Because I'll kick your out of the club. You don't disrespect me like that on my own show.
On the same Lust for Life project, with the track White Mustang, Lana continues to throw shade at GEazy. On the first verse of the song, Lana says, "I didn't call you when I got your number, but I liked you a lot. Slipping on my dress in soft filters, everybody said you're a killer, but I couldn't stop the way I was feeling the day your record dropped." The line, "Everybody said you're a killer," is in reference to GEazy's track Lady Killer, and in a live performance of this song, she added some lyrics to bash him even more, including the words, "It wasn't even that good," in reference to his 2017 project, The Beautiful and the Damned, which actually featured Halsey, the girl he cheated on Lana with.
Couldn't stop the way I was feeling the day this record dropped. And it wasn't even that good.
GEazy dropped many responses through multiple tracks, dropping her name as long as 3 years after the relationship ended. On the song The Plan, off of The Beautiful and the Damned, GEazy said, "Got tired of my B, I went got a new one. Quick swish that, this B whack." This is a reference to Lana Del Rey, who, like I said earlier, ended the relationship between the two after GEazy cheated on her with singer Halsey. Apparently, he just got tired of her, so he needed to find a new woman. Lana was originally supposed to be featured on the hit song Him and I, but her vocals were replaced with Halsey's after the split. On the song, Nothing Wrong, GEazy drops her name, saying, "Lana think I'm crazy, and maybe I am. Killing hella brain cells in my cranium. The realest who did it and got away with it. They pouring drugs on chests, and now, and everybody sniffing. She acting shocked by it. Guess we live a little different." Here, it sounds to me like Lana was not accustomed to GEazy's party lifestyle and probably got mad at him over a specific incident where he sniffed something off of a girl's chest. He implies that this is something normal to him, and Lana's reaction to it was one of anger and shock, I guess. He also mentioned her on the song Get a Bag, where he says, "She's a movie, but means nothing to me. A-list singer, and she's just a groupie." Here, GEazy is referring to Lana, calling her a groupie. He thinks she just hangs around dudes for the money and the fame and the groupie lifestyle. Also referencing her track Groupie Love. Then finally in 2020, on the track Moana with Jack Harlow, he said this, "I know Keisha and I know Lana. They try to get me back, but I'm like, no, nah. I'm sorry. I don't want no drama, nah. That's a hard no, pass." Here he is saying that Lana tried to get back with him, but he denied her because he doesn't want to live through the drama that their last relationship put him through. There were many public shots between the two going on for years. This is interesting, especially given the fact that the relationship between the two only lasted for about 4 to 5 months, from April to August of 2017. Lana recently brought out rapper and singer Jellyroo at Alabama's Hangout Fest, where the two duetted a cover of Lynyrd Skynyrd's Sweet Home Alabama. The two originally met at Stagecoach Festival in California, where they bonded over their love for country music. She was photographed with British rapper Lancey Foe in 2017, as well as being pictured with Young Thug that very same year. These two met backstage at Flow Festival in Helsinki, Finland. I think a collaboration between the two of them would be great, but unfortunately, Thug has been locked up since 2022, and it's unlikely that we'll be receiving that anytime soon. If you want something you can receive soon though, drop a subscription, because I drop videos a few times a week, honestly. But thank you for watching, and drop a like. Peace.